So how I do deep work as an autistic and stay focused on a task. So today I'm going to be talking about deep work as an autistic and how you can stay focused on your work, say your studies, or maybe you're running a business, anything. So let's get straight into the video.
Get to know me personally with my one-on-one coaching. First call is absolutely free, so check that link out in the description after this video.
Big shout out to Blackstrong717 who gave me the idea for this video. So I hope this video helps you and anyone else who struggles with deep work. So let's get started with the first point. So growing up, I found that with homework and even school, it was a big struggle. Homework was a big struggle for me because think about this. At the end of the day, when I'm tired, I'm stressed. I just want to go to sleep. I just want to play video games, or I just want to do something else. My mum or dad or teacher would force me to do homework at the end of the day. So I actually believe that doing homework at the end of the day is the most unproductive thing you could ever do. Also, another point is I used to also do REM, which is like a learning education thing after school. It's like extra support and extra learning. But I told my mum that in the end, it never actually helped me because my brain was so switched off. I didn't care about that at the end of the day because all I wanted to do was go home and relax. Your brain can't work 12 hours. Your brain can't work more than 8 hours or whatever it is. It's very difficult for your brain to work that long. That's why now, if I'm going to do a very hard work task or a difficult work task, such as recording a video, such as doing business plans, I always do it first thing in the morning when my mind's fresh and my mind's ready for it. So what we call this is eat the frog. So do the hardest thing in the morning first. Do the most difficult thing that you find you generally don't want to do, or you find it difficult to do. If you do it in the morning, that's when you have the most amount of brain power to be able to commit to the task and do it better than what you would at the end of the day. That's where procrastinating is one of the worst things you can do because, as I said, eat the frog. If I gave you a plate of dinner and I said for you either to eat the dessert first or the frog, which one would you do? Would you eat the frog first and then the dessert, or would you eat the dessert then the frog? Well, you'll probably 9 times out of 10 you're gonna eat the frog first because then you know after you're gonna get the reward. So that's what we call delayed gratification, or eat the frog. Do the hard work first and then you have that burden off your shoulders. You have that weight that is weighing you down all day off your shoulders. Imagine you waking up going, okay, today I'm going to get this hard task done. Today I'm going to do it. And then you procrastinate about it. No, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. But you've constantly got the weight on your shoulders. You've constantly got that baggage throughout the day. So you end up having a worse day. Where if you just did the work in the morning and just went, okay, that's over and done with, you're not going to have the weight on your shoulders anymore. Throughout the rest of the whole day, you're going to feel great. You're going to feel amazing. You're going to think you had the best day. So that's the first main point to deep work and how I've committed to deep work now, because I never do it at the end of the day. I could never do that. It's not possible. Number 2 is distractions, because you don't actually realize it, but there's a lot of distractions that happen throughout the day that deter you from other thoughts. And these distractions, such as notifications, so I actually have disabled not all notifications, but My messages I still have on, but every other notification I have, I've turned off. So I never ever have any distractions when I'm going to have my deep work session or going to do some hard work, because I have nothing in my face. Example, Instagram. If you wake up and you go on Instagram straight away, well, then you've distracted yourself. Instagram notifications, Snapchat notifications, people wanting your attention. It all plays a factor in how deep you can get into your work. And that's why I suggest having your phone off in the morning. Don't go on your phone straight away. Don't pick up your phone as soon as you wake up. Obviously disable your alarm if it's ringing, but never scroll on social media first thing in the morning, or that's going to make you just sit in bed and do nothing and not get your deep work done. Where if you just wake up straight out of bed, this is what I do. I wake up straight out of bed and I'm straight on the computer. Oh, I try to. And if I have scrolled and if I have been on social media, it's more difficult for me to do the deep work, and that's what I found. So you just got to find the groove that you can get into, but you got to make sure you're not doing these things, or doing these things. For example, waking up in the morning and doing your hard work in the morning, but not doing scrolling on social media. There's a couple more things that I could go into detail, like diet, your mental health, everything else, but that's all on my channel. Like most of that stuff I talk about. So I'm not going to get into all that today, because I'm going to speak about mainly of just what you can do with the deep work. But as you know, if you get your mental health right, if you get everything else right, your sleep, blah, 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 your diet, especially your diet, that's very important, what you eat the day before, it will contribute. So I'm not going to get into that, but I'll get into the routine I usually do in the morning when I'm going to do my deep work. So generally I get out of bed, turn the laptop straight on, and then I set a timer, because I found that setting a timer, if you've actually got a time limit to your work, if you've got a time limit to what you're doing, you generally will do the thing either quicker, or it'll make you go, okay, I've got this much minutes left. And then it just makes you focus. Where if you kind of just get on the computer and start doing the work, you don't know when you're done, you don't know when you're finished. But generally deep work for me only lasts about 30 to 45 minutes. I can only go about 30 to 45 minutes and then my brain just wanders, or the thing that I've finished is like, I can't get it any better. So I can't move on to the next thing. I have to focus on one thing at a time. Another point about the focus also comes with the purpose of what you're doing, because if you don't have a clear purpose of what you're doing the next day, what you're doing in your deep work, 9 times out of 10 with me, I can't do the work as effectively. So always the night before I'm going to do deep work in the morning, so the night before, I'll write down what I'm going to do for that deep work. So for example, it would be like, okay, work on sales part. Okay, work on this part of the sales. Answer this question. So like narrow everything down so that I have a clear purpose of what I'm doing. And that's what I see a lot of autistics doing. They always just let the wind take them where they want, which isn't good. If you don't have the proper plan, if you don't have the proper, okay, I need to get this done today, and I'm going to get this done, this section done, this question is going to be answered. So that's how I really hone in to get the best out of myself for deep work. So you're actually making it harder for your future self to do the work. Because if you have that friction and you have that question and you're going, well, what am I doing here? I don't understand what I'm doing. When you're going to do the deep work, well, you're never going to do it. You're never actually going to commit to it. And that's what I found. Every time I don't write down and question what am I going to do the night before, it generally makes it 10 times harder to actually do the work and actually jot down what I need and complete the task that I need. So that's the thing, having that plan, having that solid plan in place, not just a vague plan like work on business. You need to go, okay, I need to do that. Work on the business. Yep, that's the first step. The second step is this. This is what I need to do. That is the next step. And then everything will be much more easier and it will be much more clearer to you. Another thing I found, I haven't done this recently, but I used to do it about a year ago maybe. And I found this was really effective for me. So maybe I have to start doing this again. But I found that meditating or just not thinking about anything before doing deep work. So for example, going for a walk here in the park. Obviously now I treat this time to do videos instead of meditating, but I used to be here all the time on those rocks back there, and I used to just sit and try meditating, practice meditating, and then I'll go back and do my deep work. So meditating before your deep work in the morning would be effective because it gets you focused, it gets your mind sharper, and it gets you relaxed. And that's the main point. You want to go into your deep work knowing that you're relaxed, knowing you've cleared your thoughts. But as I said, with me now, I can't really do that because I have more stuff on my mind and there's more things that I need to think about, which is something that not everyone can do. I'm finding it difficult, but I'm doing the best I can to do that. And I can still meditate. I can still do those meditative practices at a different time. So I've changed my schedule a lot through the last year. So I don't want to ramble on too much because then I'm just going to go back to points that I've already explained, because at the end of the day, I believe it's all down just to your perspective and your mental health. If you can do what you think you can do, you can do it. And if you believe you can do it, you can. So go watch my other videos about how to improve your mental health and how to improve your mind and the way you process things, because that's what's actually going to help you do the deep work. Those things will help, but if you don't have your mental health in check, if you don't have the proper capacity in your own head to be able to do the work, it will never get done. So anyway, I hope you like this video. Like and subscribe to watch more educational content about autism and how to be an independent man on the autism spectrum. Anyway, thank you.